So welcome back to Career Studies. In this lesson, we're going to put some pieces together. We're going to cover standards 13.111a and 13.111b. Both of these have to do with relating careers to individual interests, abilities, and aptitudes, and analyzing career options based on personal interests, abilities, aptitudes, achievements, and goals. The essential question for this lesson is, how do the pieces of your interests fit into your potential dream job? And the lesson goal for today is to explore your fields of interest. By the end of this lesson, we'll not only be able to explore those, but you'll also hopefully have some insight into how you can take an interest and go at it from many different angles. And you'll see what I mean by the end of this lesson. So we'll come back to this goal at the very end of the lesson and see if we've achieved it. So when you were little and your relatives used to ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? What was your dream job? What is your dream job now? What do you want to be when you grow up? So the dream job equation, well, you take the stuff you love to do, the stuff you're good at, and then you have to take a look at the stuff somebody will pay you to do, because there's a lot of stuff that we love to do and stuff we're good at, but then, well, people may not pay us to do it. So we need to find something that people will pay us to do, and then do we like to do it, and, well, are we good at it? So, while it may be tempting, I encourage you not to narrow down your options to find your dream job too quickly. That is, don't lock yourself into a particular job title without looking at all the different possibilities. In general, we are more comfortable with labels than lists. It's certainly easier to talk about a job title than to give somebody a list of skills or things that you like or want to use. But if you focus on a job title too soon before investigating several jobs that might have similar skills, you may not learn about the work that could be a better match for you with the best skills and the interests that you have. In other words, you might just pass your dream job by if you jump too quickly. For example, and I'm just going to take a real simple example here, but let's say that you love to skateboard. So that is your interest, that is what you're good at, but would somebody pay you to do it? Well, maybe. So let's take a look at some possible jobs that could have to do with skateboarding. So your passion is skateboarding, so obviously athletics, and if you are really, really, really good at skateboarding, perhaps you could get paid to do it. Recreation, so perhaps you could get into some sort of recreation park recreation. You could help with developing skateboarding parks. Kinesiology, you could help with with people that do skateboarding. And kinesiology, by the way, is the study of principles, mechanics, and anatomy in relation to human movement. There are designing of skateboards. There's the marketing of skateboards. There is perhaps you're also into graphic design. So there's a lot of different things that you could do that would relate back to your passion. And of course, the education and the training for all of these different things would be very different, but they could still go back to your passion of skateboarding. So you can take something that you're very good at, but you could find a way to get paid to do something that that links back to your passion. So let's try another one. So Allison is interested in medicine, and she is good at taking care of sick people or injured people, and she wants to be a nurse. But there are tons of different types of nurses, and there are many different places that you can use your nursing skills. So before just deciding to become a nurse, you could take a look at all the different types of nursing, because part of your dream job is also where you're going to work. So let's take a look at different options that you could have. Okay, so for one, you could work with children. So you could be a pediatric nurse. And there is such a great demand for that. So if you enjoyed working with children, You could, if you had an interest with helping people that have cancer, you could be an oncology nurse. Let's say that you had an adventuresome side. Well, you could work on a cruise ship, or you could work as a school nurse, or you could work as a traveling nurse. I mean, there are so many different options of places where you could work. Let's say that you are really like a fast-paced environment. Well, you could work as an emergency room nurse. So, or search and rescue. You could be one of the people that go off on the helicopter and rope down and help people that are in a crisis down in the mountain valley. So many different options. So, but they all tie back to Allison wanting to be a nurse. But then you pick the type of nursing that best suits your personality. So Allison might be horribly bored if she was working in a doctor's office as a nurse, but maybe working on a cruise ship is the type of nursing that's good for her, or maybe working in the emergency room. Or so the point that I'm trying to make is it's important to not only think about what your passion is, but to also think about the environment where you want to work and the type of work that you want to do, because there's so many different options that if you plan things out, you can have the type of environment, the type of people that you want to have around you, and the type of job that you want to have. And all those together will lead you to what I hope will be your dream job. So let's look at some ways to help you discover potential dream jobs and start exploring some dream jobs. So if you have a clear idea of what you want to do, great. If not, don't panic. You'll find your way. The goal for this assignment is to start exploring. And you know what? Even if you do know what you want to do, I hope that you keep an open mind, because I would love to expose you to some different options. So, tying back to our essential question, how do the pieces of your interest fit into your potential dream job? So, the pieces of your interests fit in because if you can find the job that ties in your own personal interest, what you love to do, what you're passionate about, if you can find that and find the job that people will pay you to do what you love to do, then you're able to find your dream job.